They say records are meant to be broken. Well, when it comes to NBA records, many are broken every season. But what about the untouchable records? Stats so crazy they'll withstand the test of time probably forever. By the way, this entire list could easily be all Wilt Chamberlain, but for entertainment purposes, I'm giving him just one spot. And disclaimer, it's not the 100-point game because everyone on the planet knows about that. But yeah, just for the record, no one's ever breaking 100 points in a game. So without further ado, here are my top 5 most unbreakable records in NBA history.
Play clock at 5. Scored 4 goals. 3! A 2-home run and 1.
At the number 5 spot, we're going with Wilt, the one spot I reserved for him on the list, the most points per game for a single season. If you didn't already know, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain averaged a crazy, remarkable, insane, mind-blowing 50.4 points per game for the 61-62 NBA season. By the way, that was the year he scored 100 points and 78 points in 2 separate games. The closest anyone's ever come to touching 50.4 points per game in a single season, Michael Jordan, 37.1 points per game in the late 80s. Now, many say that the competition was a lot weaker back then and Wilt was a man amongst boys, and those people would be right. But it can't take away from the fact that it was an incredible feat nonetheless. And just an FYI, Wilt averaged 25.7 rebounds per game that season as well. Shit's crazy. But yeah, no way in hell anyone's ever touching 50.4 points per game. At the number 4 spot, I'm going with most assists in a single NBA game. And it's not Magic, it's not J-Kidd, it's not John Stockton. That record belongs to a guy named Skiles. Skiles messed around one night and dished out 30 assists in a single game for the Orlando Magic. And by the way, this was before Shaq and Penny were even on the team. Skiles was assisting to guys named Terry Catledge and Jerry Reynolds. Sounds like the names of my earth science teachers in middle school. Along with those 30 assists, Skiles also compiled 22 points, which makes it even more impressive. Just for context, the closest someone's come in the 21st century to 30 assists in a game was Rajon Rondo with 25 in 2017. But maybe the craziest part, Scott Skiles only averaged 6.5 assists per game for his entire career and never had a season where he averaged more than 9.4 assists per game. Stand up for Scott Skiles, everyone. Stand up, give him a round of applause. He's a beast. At the number 3 spot, one of the most unbreakable records in history, the most three-pointers made in a career. This one, as we all know, belongs to a guy named Steph Curry, and the craziest part is, it's still building. Now, I know young kids and high schoolers, college players, NBA teams, players, they're shooting threes at an all-time rate, and it's only getting crazier. But this is Steph Curry. Hands down the greatest shooter in NBA history, and he's got plenty left in the tank. Steph's currently at 3,390 threes made for his career, and you already know he's gonna crack that 4,000 mark sometime soon. But yeah, nobody's even on pace to even coming close to that mark. And the odds we ever see another shooter like Steph Curry, slim to none. Slim just left the building. At the number 2 spot, only true NBA fans know about the record for most consecutive games played in a career. This one's nuts. I'm talking about AC Green, aka the Iron Man. And you don't just get the name the Iron Man for no reason. Take this one in, Green missed only 3 games in a 16-year NBA career. For all my mathematicians out there, that's 1,192 consecutive games played. Wow! AC Green in the building, 1,192 consecutive NBA games played. He's the Iron Man for a reason, folks, and there's no way that record is ever gonna be broken. No way. It's interesting though, because Mikal Bridges is entering his 6th year in the NBA and he has not missed a game in his career, so we'll see what happens, but what are the odds he breaks AC Green's record? It's not gonna happen. I respect you, Mikal, but you have such a long way to go. By the way, the 3 games that AC Green missed in his career came in his 2nd season. And it's not like the man barely played. He averaged 28.6 minutes per game for his whole career. Load management wasn't even a term back then, and the way things work today, well, there's no way that record's ever gonna be broken. And hands down, the number 1 most unbreakable record in NBA history, most championships ever won. I don't care what you say, nobody is beating out the late great Bill Russell. RIP to a legend. The man enjoyed 11 NBA championships throughout his career. He legit has more rings than fingers. The closest anyone's come to that in the modern day era is Robert Horry with 7. LeBron's honestly had the best chance at catching Bill's record, reaching the finals 10 times, but he only won 4. I mean, the odds are just insurmountable, and they're inconceivable, and it's just never happening. All right, I got some honorable mentions for most unbreakable records, starting with Jose Calderon, who once shot 98.1% from the free throw line in a single season. That's not getting broken. John Stockton's career assist total is pretty impossible to break. Clay's 37 points in a quarter is pretty ridiculous, but I'm sure someone's bound to break it. And of course, the Warriors' 73-win season, that's not getting broken either, but it didn't make my list. But like I said in the beginning of the video, records are meant to be broken. And although every record I mentioned technically can be broken, the odds are just so slim, it's not happening. But let me know if you agree with my list and which other records might be unbreakable that I forgot. My name is Brad Parker, and that's my top 5.